Ladies and gentlemen, today I will be attempting to rebuild the Lexus IS300, and I just got the radiator fans. I have the radiator, so I'm gonna check if it'll fit, put some coolant in it and try to put it in the car. Well, first put it in the car, then put the coolant in. But yeah, so hopefully today I'll be starting the car up and see how it runs. So let's get to it. Okay, so right out of the box, this is what you get. That's about right. Now if I were to compare that to the original one, so don't mind the mess. I was trying to, so if you can see, this is the original one. It was broken fins over here. Okay, so what I was trying to do, I ordered a wrong part, and I thought maybe I could just swap out the motors just to find out it was a different connector compared to the one I ordered. The one I ordered apparently was for like a newer IS300, and I don't know why the seller had it listed incorrectly, but either way, I returned that part. So this is how it would look like originally, but now let's put the new fans on. This is a TRQ radiator, so let's see how it's gonna fit on there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the original Lexus radiator and radiator fans. Well, it's not in the best condition. Sure, I took off the bolts. These are all the bolts, all 10mm, 3 on the bottom, 3 on top. But as you can see, it's got chewed up, torn wires. Also, if you haven't noticed, you got this broken fins, and same thing with this side, and definitely don't want to use it. Sure, it spins freely there, but on this side I'm kind of concerned about this one. But anyway, if you want to see the bigger issue, check that out. See? So the fans do hit the radiator. It's not a good sign. And I'll try to flip this over. Yeah, this should give you a better view of it. So try spinning this one. Stuck would be fine. Turn it the way it needs to. Let's see, it's stuck. Got some cracks everywhere, broken areas. So I get the point. It's bad fans. Well, I mean, I took those. I ordered new fans. This was supposed to be OEM from eBay, and you could already see that doesn't look original, and some of these parts doesn't even fit, so I don't know if it was broken or supposed to be like that. Take a look. But the worst part is it doesn't match up. It doesn't line up with the holes. Because look at that. This is the fans. That's the radiator. And now I did order a TRQ radiator, which I wasn't really a big fan of because they have broken fins and stuff on them. But this one wasn't too bad. So, and I tried the original fans from the car and put them on here. They lined up good. But these fans, quote unquote OEM from eBay, did not fit. So now I'm stuck with the decision: do I just return these and buy something else from like Amazon or AutoZone, or just try to make this work? Because one last thing I want to do is I want to take the wires from there, because this apparently doesn't come with wires. Yeah, these connectors right here, but see, on the original one, these motors were both facing that way. This one's facing this way, which I think shouldn't be that big of an issue, because what I found out, you know, these are 3 screws on the other side. I could just unscrew them, and I'm pretty sure I could just turn it around and then try to rewire and stuff. But we'll see where we could go with this. All right, so these are back on the original ones. See, Denso. And so I hope you can see that, but there's one Phillips head screw there. There should be 2 more. another one. There's a third one, and we'll see if I could just get this fan out. And I'm really trying to get the wires out, and I hope those actually fit. If not, I'll have to order new wires, which I don't know where I'll get those from, but we'll see if I can get these out. I just realized that I could just unbolt that 8mm bolt and the fan should come off. That was so much easier with the fan off. So then, yeah, I took off those 3 screws. Now, let's get this. And check it out, it fits perfectly. So we got 3 bolts on the bottom. It should be 3 on the top. Got your reservoir right there. Let's see. Spins freely. No clearance issues. Alright, so I kind of did a little thing right here. 3 on the bottom, 3 on top, just to memorize. Took it from the old one, so let's align it all up, torque it down, and finally put this in the car. Also, I forgot to mention, this is the hardware that actually came with the TRQ radiator. And so right here, if you can see, I have this little nut over here. That's where the screws need to go. Then I gotta try to make sure we have all the fittings on there correctly. Yeah, we got the radiators. We're gonna reuse the radiator hose and everything else. So try to go everything off the old one. Oh yeah, don't forget the sensor too. Yeah. Okay. And just like that, you take this out. And it was a 19mm. And you just take the plug from your new one, just put it back on there, just to keep it clean. Yeah. Put that on there. Then take this and put it on the new one. Like I said, it was a 19mm. Yeah, I don't understand with the whole grease and the whole Lexus. See a lot of grease and stuff. But anyway, maybe there's a use for it. I don't know, but try to keep everything OEM. Alright. I'm gonna tighten that, but not too tight. I mean, if it is a sensor, then you might always want to be careful. Don't over tighten anything. And yeah. Okay, so as you can see, TRQ came with 3 different outlets. And well, I mean, I guess just pick the closest one. I don't know why I have an extra one, and I'm assuming that one goes there, that one goes there, and yeah. Then you got these washers, or not washers, nuts over there. Put them in each of these places. Alright, so when you're installing the hardware, these nuts underneath, I believe you're supposed to have it that edge facing outwards like that, based on the original one. And I guess I'll take a picture of how it looks. I mean, it looks similar to this way, although it's different, but slide it in there. Sorry, you can't see. Like that. Should go all the way through. Oh, and it clicks right in there. Yep. Alright, and if you're interested, this was a 21mm for this TRQ radiator, but if you're looking at the OEM, it's 19mm all around, meaning that this outlet, and the sensor, that's 19. Alright, so I believe we got everything, and apparently I think there was 4 bolts on top. There one was missing, so it's supposed to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4 on the side. So I don't know where that bolt is. Maybe I'll just move that one over or keep that there. I don't know. But yeah, don't forget to take the hose off the old one. And yeah, this is how the tubes. So that's the original OEM. tube. I had it plugged like that. And then I used the cap because the radiator radiator didn't come with the radiator cap, so I used that one. And so right here, 3 bolts on the bottom, sensor, transmission fluid lines. Also, another thing, these come with the caps. I just put those on the old radiator. I'll put everything back on that old radiator. Yeah. Okay, so now we should be ready to put it in the car. Alright, so finally got the radiator in with the fans. I did have some clearance issues because of just metal that wasn't straight. If you remember the front, the previous owner ran over a tree, and so therefore this side was bent in. I had to bend that out, and what really helped was this tool right here, channel locks. It helped a lot. We're trying to straighten out the front. Yeah. And so it would have been easier to take the condenser out, but unfortunately, in order to take the condenser out, you have to empty all the freon inside, and you can't just let the freon in outside in the atmosphere. That's technically illegal. So one way to avoid it, I couldn't hammer it, so I had to use the channel locks and try to straighten it out as much as I can, which I managed it to. I got it to fit, so yeah. It was kind of a tight clearance. Also with the wiring and all that stuff, it's very sketchy. Like the original one had the same thing. It was like it's very close. I don't know if you could see, but the wiring is so close that you might think it might catch on the fans or the engine, but I think it should be fine. And yeah, so on the bottom I connected the sensor, the transmission line, the lower radiator hose, the upper radiator hose. Yeah, that second transmission line that'll go on the bottom. Alright, so that second transmission line, that one right there, I don't like the clamps. In the future I'm probably gonna get a better one, the one with the screw on it instead of one of these. But anyway, I made it work. So now I'm gonna fill the radiator up with coolant. So I'm using original technology. So the red pink coolant, it's already pre-mixed. That way I don't have to mix it with water or anything, just fill her up. I honestly don't know how much goes in here, but I'll find out. Okay, so I filled the coolant. I filled the radiator with the coolant. I had to go to the store to get another one. So right now I have two gallons, but this one I didn't use all of it, so I'm gonna add some to it when I turn on the car. And yeah, I put the air box, connected everything, all the connectors in. So basically it's the same. I try to make sure that's not gonna get in the way. And so guys, how about it? How you want to hear a cold start? Let's do it. Cold start, here we go. ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately I wasn't able to get this thing up and running. I mean, I did in a way, but then out of nowhere it just died on me, and no power. I checked the fuses and everything. I don't know at this point, but it's too late to be doing anything here. But at least I put the new radiator in. That's one thing. But yeah, out of nowhere, it was like 25-30 minutes in, and out of nowhere it just went away. Maybe it's the alternator, but then again, even if it is the alternator, I'm trying to charge it up again and stuff. We're still not able to, like right now, being on the charger for a long time. Now sure, the battery did apparently the battery was here, the car was staying here since December 4th, so basically almost 2 months. So I didn't touch the car, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it is a battery. My brother-in-law did point out that it was arcing, or we have some signs that it was like arcing against the hood. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. But the car did run for 25 minutes, and I did try to get the cold start for you guys, but unfortunately I can't fix it today. Maybe sometime in the future. Maybe somebody has some ideas on how to fix a Lexus IS300, but yeah, hopefully I'll get it fixed. But thank you for watching. Hope you have a blessed day. Take care.